with papers. There were so many I couldn't carry them. I do want to say thank you to everybody for coming today on behalf of the committee, the town, because our mayor is ill, and on behalf of the whole Bay St. George, Port-au-Port Bay community. Because, yes, I'm very verbal, I'm very long-winded, and I talk to the trees. But I will tell you, this exhibit fits in so well with this whole structure. Because what you see is the artistry of the fishermen, the farmers, and the miners of this area. They built this church voluntarily. Lynn said her granddad a week on paid leave a year, but in addition to that, if there was enough stone taken out of the quarry and for the next 4 loads to leave Iguathuna, Mr. House would send a whole group in here to work for the next week or so. Didn't matter what religion, what ethnic origin, what color, what creed. This really represents what you just said, a Christian belief. It's not just, even though it's a Catholic church, everybody contributed. And that's the reason why you see, again, such artistry. And I have to tell you, yes, I noticed number, the one with Simon. I loved his jeans, and I absolutely love the one over here with being crucified. I love the rubber boots. They fit in so well with just this whole theme. The church was built by fishermen. If you look up and you look at the beams in this ceiling, she's a boat built bottom up. So all of this fits so well together, and we really, really appreciate it. I'm going to end with our stations. You see the Stations of the Cross here, the 14. They are hand-carved Carrara marble, surrounded by a frame of travertine. Each one is so heavy that there's a hole cut in the wall, and they are inlaid as well as being hung. Now, you've got a few minutes, so I'm going to tell you one story. They came from Italy by boat to St. John's, over here to Stephenville Crossing by railway. And then down here, there were no roads. Down here, by horse and carriage. But each horse and carriage could only bring one, because they had to come down a very, very steep hill. On the last trip, the men were going, and there was Mr. O'Quinn, and Father Joy said, I want to go with you. I want to be part of bringing the last stations down. So the men left in the morning, went to Stephenville Crossing, had their lunch, fed their horses, and now boys were going home to the church to bring in the last stations. On the way home, the horses stopped at the tavern in Stephenville. The horses. You see, every other trip, the men would stop, the horses would get a rest, and they'd get a treat. Well, the men were going to give up their treat. They were going to sacrifice it because they had Father Joy. The horses didn't care. Okay, so the long-term plan, when we talked with Lynn about this, because she's the one who brought it to the board, after some great consideration, what we would love to have is number 1, the old Italian style, with number 1 under it. So a guest coming in here could look and see both the old and the Newfoundland interpretation. And every station would be done that way. And during the summer, we are going to hold 2 more traditional Stations of the Cross here, with the crucifix, the candles, the little hymn in between, just like when anybody here who went to the Station of the Cross as children. I'm looking at Russell down there. He remembers them because his mother dragged him here, and his father. But that's our long-term plan. But as you can see, we're having the roof done. And we are desperately afraid of leaks. So we are going to have them up here because we know this place is safe. But as the time goes on, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we will be able to move them so that each one, and then any tourist coming in, can really, and they will understand what each one represents. And that's the long plan. Thank you, everybody. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Joanne, for starting this off. And now you're supposed to be telling me, cut. She won't do that, eh? But anyway, we invite you now to go up to the, I always say the gym, okay? Everybody else says the event hall. I taught school here for 30 years, and then it was a gym. So we invite you to go up to the event hall where we have a wine and cheese and to socialize among each other. If anyone has any questions about the history here, I'll be around for a little bit because I've got to lock some doors. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.